Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
Hustle and Flow's got a second season.
Hustle
Have
and
you seen the
or
trailers?
Flow. No, I did not know that.
Yeah, and Eminem is a guest judge.
M&M.
And I was like, why does he need to do Hustle and Flow?
He doesn't,
So why is he doing it?
because Snoop didn't need to do it either.
Well, but Snoop does everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Eminem doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who...
He's been doing more stuff,
Yeah.
I feel.
Do you think with him it's financial? Because he clearly doesn't
No,
need money.
He doesn't need money.
So he genuinely has an interest in... Because I saw he's a character on Fortnite now. You can play as like an Eminem
I mean, I think that
avatar.
like Eminem, Marshall Mathers.
Oh, is it Fortnite or is... I don't understand what Fortnite is.
I don't-
So if you're a gamer...
I've got no idea.
But I think... And Mike, I don't know if you have any opinion on this, maybe you can clarify.
It's
but I
2
think,
weeks, mate.
What?
2 weeks is a fortnight.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm sorry.
2 weeks.
Cut that out.
I think...
Don't you dare cut that out.
I think that there is a... Within Fortnite, the game, which is like an open world game.
Oh, good. Yeah, great. So once you've
Oh.
said, I don't know Fortnite, you're now going to
Okay,
go
let's tell you what I've seen.
Are you
All
gonna
right,
Fortnite
Eminem
explain it
posted
to us?
a video from
Ah.
Fortnite, which is an Eminem avatar rapping, and I
Yeah.
believe it's part of a rapping game like Rockstar. You know the guitar game. I believe there's a rap version of that.
Okay.
I don't know if it's its own separate game or if it's within the world of Fortnite that you can do this rap game and Eminem is an avatar in that. And anyway, the point being, I noticed he's on Fortnite. I noticed he's a guest judge on Hustle and Flow, and I just am surprised.
He did a lot of stuff around the American election, I noticed.
He's always been very anti-Trump, right?
Yeah. And but
Didn't do
publicly,
shit. Thanks, Em.
thanks for nothing,
Yeah,
Marshall
dude.
Mathers. Well, I mean, he was the sort of person you would have thought
Could sway.
could appeal to a demographic that was important for them to be able to get in touch with. And so I think he's interested in his cultural significance, Eminem. You know,
Yeah.
like that his place in the world and the world of entertainment has always been a big part of his narrative.
He's always been quite protective, though, of his
Yes.
image. Like
But
he
then
does
he gets-
occasional things, like a Judd Apatow movie
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But I think now you get a bit older, you get a bit more like, I'm going to do
Like
other
Russell- he's
things,
in his
right?
Russell Crowe
He's in his-
phase.
Yeah, one heart at a time.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've just seen the trailer, and I don't know if he's there for the whole episode or if he just comes in and
Guest
gives him
judge
a
or something.
or
yeah.
motivational speech or something like that. But I'm quite excited because I really enjoyed that. It's a completely new judging lineup as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's no
No
there's
Cardi,
no Cardi B, which is
no
unfortunate.
Snoop,
No Snoop.
no Chance
No
the
chance. It is. I can't remember
Oh.
who any of them. Mike, can you tell me who the
Okay.
new judging panel is? But that was
rapper. I don't know if I like. I mean, this
that was
okay.
disappointing to me.
Yeah, I know. That was. I would have just thought that was part of the magic of the first season. Was
But also, I think it's maybe
is
'cause
this part of the
they might-
franchise? They just
Well, I can't
rejuvenate
remember.
the-
Did they recruit from all over the country, or did they get it from specific areas? Because I seem to
I
believe
think they went to. Remember, wasn't part of it about like they go to Atlanta and then Killer Mike would be there talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah,
Atlanta
yeah.
scene or whatever.
And there was that guy who eventually won, who Snoop Dogg was like asking who his crew was or something like that. There was
Yes.
some kind of the territorial thing.
yeah, that's right.
Anyway, so there's a new season coming up.
Uh-huh.
I'm very excited about
The
that.
season 2,
Yeah. Who
judges,
the
season 2, we've got Ludacris,
Ludacris, that's right.
Lato, and my favourite, DJ Khaled.
Oh,
DJ Khaled.
I don't know.
But is he a
about that.
rapper?
He's a producer,
He's not a
produces
guitarist.
rappers.
and so
Have you seen that clip of him getting a guitar?
No.
no
It's one of the funniest.
DJ
It's so
Khaled.
funny.
Can you
DJ
put it-
Khaled,
can
he
you
gets
put it on the
gifted a
screen
guitar.
here? Can you show us?
I can't pull it up on the screen. Sorry,
Okay.
but
All right, well,
pull it up
that's-
on your phone. If you search it on your phone, Charlie.
Okay.
DJ Khaled
just-
getting
just-
a guitar.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a short clip. It's
Okay.
worth your time.
Okay, so well, DJ Khaled. Here's what I know about DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled tends to yell out DJ Khaled, and DJ Khaled doesn't go down on women.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They're my two things that I would know about DJ Khaled. Publicly put it out there that he doesn't like to go down on women.
Here's a 48-second clip of DJ Khaled getting a guitar.
Okay.
Get a close-up, get a close-up, get a close-up of the case, the guitar. and a special note from the Marley family. Shout out to the Marley. Melissa, can you read this for me? Can you read this to the world, please?
Okay. DJ Khaled, we're excited to share this new guitar with you. As someone who has an appreciation for Bob Marley's life and music, we want you to be one of the first to play the Gildy 20 Marley, based on Bob's at-home songwriting guitar from 56 Hope Road. This guitar inspired songs that help unite the world, and we hope it gives you inspiration as well.
Someone's clearly done that over the top. I don't really know much about DJ Khaled apart from what you just named.
Yeah, DJ Khaled.
Yeah, but who did he produce? Who was he? Who was his big artist? Was he like?
I don't know.
Okay, right.
How do I know?
Because you like hip hop. I thought you'd be
It
plugged
doesn't
into
feel
that.
like it's the sort of hip hop that
He's
I
more-
like. DJ
he's
Khaled.
more
It's like
like-
R&B pop. Sort
Yeah,
of
like
stuff, yeah.
when Bieber sort of crossed over into
Yeah.
R&B, right?
I feel like that's the more the areas. It's not, but even Ludacris. I'm like, I don't consider Ludacris to be necessarily.
He doesn't have Chance the Rapper's pedigree.
No.
Because it's the Fast and the Furious, though. That's what the problem with.
Yeah,
Ludacris.
no, I get that. Like, you think that's why I think he's not got credibility?
Yeah, because he
as a
sold
rapper,
out a long
because
time ago.
even when he was a very good rapper, which I'm sure he still is, but he was always very poppy, like influenced, right? Like it was that big club, Pitbull style, club hip hop rather than.
Yeah. Hardcore, says the middle-aged white guy.
Well, also, Chance the Rapper's not hardcore.
No, but he's got a bit more cred, right?
Yeah, I think
But
so.
Cardi B's very mainstream, and Snoop Dogg is the most mainstream, so I guess it's like
but Snoop
degrees.
came out of. I don't know. Like maybe Ludacris did too. Like, you know what? Ludacris had a lyric about milking a cow. And as a dairy farmer's son, I feel like I should be very supportive of any rapper who is doing their best to raise awareness of the dairy industry.
But how long ago would that first season have been? I feel like 3 or 4 years.
Too long ago.
It's weird, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost like the track of. I mean, I remember enjoying it and us talking about it, but I don't actually.
Is it one of those things where they needed the talent pool to rejuvenate because they've gone?
Assume so. I think there'd be tons of rappers in the States who are undiscovered, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, they do Idol or whatever every year.
Yeah, but I guess that has diluted massively as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously there was a bunch of stuff that went on in the world in that time in between, so that might have been.
Yeah, of
That
course.
might have been part
Was
of
it
it.
pre-pandemic, the
I think
original
so.
one?
Yeah.
It does feel weird, right? Like I was talking to a friend, I had lunch with a friend last week, and I was sort of saying, like, anecdotally, everyone I talked to has had a very tough year this year, whether it's kind of like financially or work-wise, and
Because he lives, mate.
what?
Because he lives.
Cost of living. But I think, and he was sort of speculating that, he thinks that it's more holistically there. We came out of this, unprecedented global event,
Yeah.
and that we all sort of rushed back into kind of like normalcy, and that there's been a lot of kind of unresolved trauma and issues, sort of whether or not you're in a lockdown city or not, that we just went through this big event, and then we
Yeah.
all just
The biggest thing that'll ever happen in our lives.
And we
then
just got back
went
to
on with
normal.
life and pretended like it never happened, but at warp speed.
yeah.
And everybody just decided to try to do everything all at once.
Yeah, and now we're just at this moment of being like,
Going,
fuck,
this
like,
is
I'm
unsustainable.
and I'm
To
exhausted.
go to live our life like we're in a Pixie song.
But to
slow, loud,
yeah, but also to kind of learn absolutely no lessons.
no lessons. In fact, go backwards. Shut our eyes to facts.
Like no preparation for the next one that's coming
Worse.
through or anything.
It'll be worse next time.
Why will it be
Well,
worse?
because all the public trust has been diminished
Eroded.
now. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like next time that we're asked to do
Oh my
something,
God,
there's
there
gonna
is
be a
some
huge-
real revisionist history around that stuff too.
So much. Yeah, that's
Like,
the problem.
The doctors they deliberately fucked up. It's like,
Yeah.
well, is it more like they're just getting new information all the time? They're
Yeah.
trying to adapt?
They got this wrong. They got that wrong. They didn't think of the consequences of this. Like, I mean, yes, it's going to be so much harder to rally like full public support behind anything. I mean, even the fact that we're going backwards on the guy that's going to be in charge of like healthcare in the, most influential country in the world is somebody who not so keen on vaccines, not just COVID vaccines, but just vaccines.
Well, wants us to drink raw milk.
Yeah, why not?
Son of a dairy farmer, tell us how that's going to go.
Yeah, not great.
Ringworm of the gut.
Well, also the other thing is, like, as someone who grew up like like having like milk in the fridge when I was growing up. If everyone thinks it's got such miraculous healing properties, why is my body so fucked? Because the first 16 years of my life, I was drinking raw milk. But also, raw milk just means that they've like zapped all the piss and shit out of it. So like when you like, as in like, that's what pasteurization and like, that homogenization like process is really just cleaning it. Like what you're basically saying is, I would prefer to have
Piss
the
and shit.
piss and shit in there.
Piss and shit.
Piss and shit.
Piss and shit.
I can sell you some straight piss and shit from a cow if you want some. Maybe that's what we should do. We should lean into, because in that wellness community, like if you, like, so this is our scam, right? We pivot into,
Health and
Yeah.
wellness.
bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Like, but bullshit, full bullshit.
Pete
right?
Evans.
Yeah. Well, because Pete Evans has just done a cookbook. Did you see that with RFK Jr.? And so we pivot into that world. We go, okay,
Chainsaw the head off a whale.
this is where it's going and this is what we're doing. And so you go full time just getting fit, like for the sake of like, you're the face of our company. And then I go back to the farm and I bottle up all this like cow piss and cow shit.
Yeah.
And then we just make a bunch of videos about
Leroy
how,
Jemkin.
how the
Cowroy Jemkin.
yeah, and you are like, that's how you're so fit and like healthy is because you're like on this constant diet of like, we've taken the raw milk, we've separated the raw milk from the piss and the shit, which is actually the vital property, and we start selling cow piss and cow shit to people.
Okay. And so are we, are we lying? Like, am I taking roids and stuff? Like, because JFK Jr. is clearly on steroids. Like, because
RFK Jr.
RFK Jr. is clearly on JFK. No, he's not. From what I understand, he's on human death hormones.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Too soon.
I'm sorry. HGH.
Because everyone points out those videos of him. Oh, look at him. He's now the head of the health. And it's like he's muscular. It's like, but that's roids. And that's not natural. And isn't his whole thing
Happy
of
to
like.
take that jab.
Yeah. So do I have to, am I going to be natty? Or am I going to be like, we're looking to sell.
How do you feel? How do you feel about it? It's a full-time scam that we're going into.
Okay, then I have to be on roids, but we'll get like good doctors and stuff, and I'll do it as healthily as possible.
Yeah.
But we lie.
Like a Hollywood,
like The Rock.
We get some Hollywood,
Yeah.
Some person who gets actors ready for their roles.
Yeah. But we're not going to say that. We're going to say it's from drinking
No, from
cow
the
piss and shit.
cow piss and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, are we starting a separate podcast of this one, or do we just weave it into TOFOP?
Oh, we just start.
TOFOP stands for take only fucked feces or poo.
Which are both the same. Piss. Feces
Oh,
or piss.
yes. Taste only feces or piss?
Taste only feces or piss. Taste only feces or piss.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So what
okay.
we're saying is that there's strong microbiomes
Yeah.
in the waste of farm animals.
Yeah, that's
So-
where we've been
What we've
doing studies.
identified.
We've done studies on raw milk and the properties of raw milk, and we've realised that the reason that raw milk is better than like homogenized and pasteurized milk is because of the fact that it still has.
I'm still getting over taste only feces or piss. It's like even without the health scam, it's the perfect.
Here,
it's the perfect
here
name
at
for this
Taste
show.
Only Feces or Piss, we have identified that you can actually separate the microbiome properties from the raw milk.
Yep.
And actually separate them out. You get them in even more intensity. And we are now, through our specialized formula, able to sell you cow gold, which is what we're calling our piss range.
Well, what we should do is take a leaf out of Liver King's.
Oh, yeah, good. Okay.
Because his whole thing was, the problem with soy boys today is they've lost contact with their ancestral origins, and we were cavemen once upon a time. So we need to get back to like compound movements that we would do on the hunt.
Yeah.
And we need to be eating as close to raw as possible.
You know what food used to be full of? shit and
piss. Feces and piss.
And it's been taking that like feces and piss out of food for generations. That's turning us into
a bunch of like
soy boy, weak beta soy
gender
boys.
fluid soy boys.
Yeah,
like we
exactly.
need to get back to fucking traditional
Shit,
hunting.
feces and piss in your food.
Yeah, okay. So we approach it from the a dietary approach,
Yeah.
the physical workouts,
And
which
a
I'll
culture
design,
war.
and then a culture war.
Culture war.
Yeah, and so we also talk about owning your inner. He's got kind of liver king, so it's. I mean, what are we saying? You're from the dairy farm, so why don't we say inside every man is a farmer, but we need a cooler name than farmer, like rural.
Oh yeah, what are farmers like? Because it does
land tiller, or
yeah, that's
or
right.
something like that.
A
like
grower, not a shower. A milker, a man milker.
terrain dominator.
Oh my!
You know what I mean? Something that's going to sound
Yeah.
like strong, like
Yeah.
turf warrior.
Oh yeah, an earth impregnator.
Fuck the oh my god! So what you have to do at dawn?
Is
You have
fuck
to
the
wake up
ground.
and fuck the
Dig
ground.
a hole and
Fuck the earth. Show the earth. Show
Yeah.
Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Be mama's daddy.
Come in, dig a hole, and then come into the earth. That's the first thing you do in the
Plant
morning.
your semen.
Plant your seed.
Yeah, plant your
Plant
seed.
a seed.
Plant
Every
your
morning
seed.
you get up and you plant a seed. It's your seed.
So you got to dig a hole,
In the
fuck the
back
dirt,
garden,
and then do
fuck the dirt,
50 push-ups.
Push-ups while you're fucking the dirt.
Yeah.
So that's how you do it together.
Yeah,
So you do the push-ups into the hole, and then you ejaculate
yeah,
on the 50th push-up.
yeah. You have to get it right.
Yeah.
If you go beforehand, you're a soy boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Go do 100 squats.
A soil boy.
A
You want to be
soil
a
boy.
soil boy.
No, you want to be a turf fucker.
Yeah, a turf fucker.
TFs.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Yeah.
like it. Well, not turf. No.
No,
It's
turf is like a...
trans
Oh, yeah, no,
exclusionary.
okay, so you're allowed to fuck them too, because they're probably...
Yeah, fuck turf. No,
Yeah,
hang on.
no, fuck turfs or
no,
fuck
no,
turfs?
No, we like turfs, don't we?
Yeah.
Because aren't we being like culture war warriors?
So, yeah, okay.
Because we like turfs.
You're right, okay. Well, but do we have to... Oh, yeah, I guess
I don't
we
know.
have to,
Where are we aligning ourselves on the
Nah,
cultural
I guess you have to
spectrum?
align with other terrible people for the
Okay.
con to fully work.
Turf warriors, we
Yeah,
call ourselves.
turf
But TURF, warriors.
Warriors.
So you get up, you plant your seed.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Every morning.
that takes
Yeah.
care of your dawn process.
It's your exercise and your...
Then these alpha males, then
Yeah.
they'll do like aggressive meditation.
Yeah.
You got to meditate on how you're going to dominate the world. So then you have to do
Well,
half an hour.
It's like
of,
a dairy style, because this is the dairy thing, right? Like, what do dairy farmers do first thing in the morning?
I don't know.
Milk cows,
Okay.
right? Mooditation.
All right, but does that require like how are we going to sell this? Because not everyone's going to have access to a cow.
No, but it's not going to have to be a cow. It's like at home. It's
so you
gotta
can get a
be
rubber
some
glove,
sort of
fill
like,
it with more.
I reckon
milk,
it's like, yeah, it's
or
like
wank. No, but you've just
we've just
laid your
wanked.
seed.
No, I think this is like it's got to be like it's got to be about the squirting of something like. Yeah, because it's the meditation. Like what we're looking for is that process of like doing something that is meditative,
Physical.
but physical at the same time, like the milking
Okay.
of the cow. Charlie and I are both doing the
Miming.
hand
I'm just
signals
trying
at
to
the
work
moment,
out what
trying to
what
work
I've
out
got around
what
the
it
house.
is. It could be like
Could you? I mean, we're
Yeah.
missing a fucking golden marketing
Yes.
opportunity. We sell.
we sell.
You have to buy
udders.
$89.99.
Udders.
It's a-
realistic udders.
it's an
silicon
udder.
udders.
No,
Silicon
not
replica
silicon.
udders.
That's fake. And silicon contains BPFs,
Okay.
which give you cancer.
Sorry.
Clearly,
All right. What are we making it out of then?
like actual udders. We've gone to the farm. We've slaughtered cows, and
Uh-huh.
these have been killed by Will and I personally.
Uh-huh.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
We haven't done that. We've paid some abattoir in
Yeah.
South America to send us a whole bunch of udders. So we will send you leatherized udders. So you can
because
do
this is like our ice bath sort of thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right. So, yeah, we send the udders out.
leather udders.
This is for your raw milk. Because we're still, this is for your raw
You
milk. in
buy
the
your raw
morning.
milk for us. You
Yeah.
buy your leather udder from us. and
Yeah,
then
but
you do
this
your
is like the coffee
mooditation.
machine of this is you preparing your drink in the morning.
That's right.
Because you're about to have your 3 shots. You're about to have your raw milk that you've milked out of the mooditation during
Meditation
your
udder.
meditation.
Yep.
Then you're going to have your, because your shit and your piss are going to be more like your spirulina shot style. Like, your raw milk you might drink a whole bunch of.
Yeah.
Your shit and your piss, I reckon,
It's
we're-
more like a an
because
additive.
we don't want
a,
people to
a
be-
booster.
Yeah, like a boost. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Are we selling?
Yeah.
And so, because we're monetizing every step of the way.
Every step, that's right.
Okay.
yeah.
So
Or moonitizing,
we
as
sell.
we call it at the office.
So, like you get your
Yeah.
what are they called? Active greens or athletic greens, but we sell athletic feces and athletic piss.
Yeah.
So, that comes in powdered form. Can you dehydrate urine?
Yeah.
You must be able to,
Yeah.
I guess. So we're sending
Just
you.
add water. Yeah, that's good actually. If we cut out having to send out like volume bulk of
Yeah, just dehydrated feces and piss.
yeah,
and you
we
like a
dry it
scoop.
all down and then we just
So you do your 20-minute mutation
you
with
know,
our patented leather udder.
I just never imagined we were gonna dehydrate it, but that's genius.
Yeah, and then you
Yes.
so you mix a scoop of the feces and
Scoop of the feces.
piss into your milk,
just into your like
raw
raw
milk, and then have that in the morning.
Yeah.
and then you're ready to.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
When I was at the sheep shearing museum in Hay, New South Wales, they have as part of the exhibit, you can go up and you can smell urine.
What?
And I was thinking, it doesn't even have to be real urine; it just has to feel like urine.
Also to save money for us.
Just to save money, if you're going to dehydrate, it just has to feel like it. Doesn't even have to be it.
Okay, but are we telling people it's the real thing?
I think, yeah, we've got to have credibility. If we don't
Okay.
have credibility, we don't have anything. This has to be
Okay.
real shit and real piss. But here's what I can tell you: that like dairy farms are filled with piss and shit.
Okay, so
like
it's not
we will
costing us
be.
anything.
I think we'll be able.
Oh,
to
we
do-
mix it together.
I think we'll be able to do a deal with the farmers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be hard to separate. I
Yeah.
think we'll lose so much money thinking that we like. I think we can like have some batches of like separate piss and shit, but like I think the majority of the product is going to have to be shit and piss combined
Mixed
and
together,
then
which I think is
dehydrated,
better anyway
right?
because it comes across like a
Yeah.
super blend.
But you will be able to
TOFOP.
Yeah, we'll send it.
Taste
yeah,
only feces and piss.
yeah, but there will be separate. We'll be able to like mine some separate piss and shit for like specialty blends and brands, and while we're expanding the range of
Oh yeah,
products, that we
because
can-
we'll obviously have our regular,
yeah,
and then we'll have
The
our
real top
primo.
end
Yeah,
primo,
this has
yeah.
been sourced from
yeah,
cows that are on
single
steroids.
origin.
Like,
well,
but
because
we've
that's
got
what
our-
it would be. Because most of the time we'd be taking the yard, like so. Basically, one of my jobs when I was growing up was you had to wash down the holding. Because that it's just full of shit and piss at the end, right?
Mm.
So basically, what we're doing to farms is the same way as tankers are coming to a farm and picking up the milk.
Yeah.
We're coming in and we're just picking up all the like piss and shit all mixed together, dehydrate it, send it out, bang,
Yeah,
right? But you could go up behind a cow out in the paddock and collect
super
separate,
fresh.
piss and shit.
This is
right?
direct, fresh from the animal.
Yeah, like
and that's our premium.
farm to table, like top end, single origin.
Single origin, yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And these cows are in a paddock where they're eating
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah, they're being grain fed,
genetically
modified.
modified or
yeah.
non-genetic, whatever's going to
that's right.
be
Whatever
a better
the big
selling.
they're eating grass.
They're eating grass.
Grass fed.
Yeah.
Right.
But whatever the more premium, like cooch grass or whatever
Yeah.
like the premium grass is, that, and so we charge extra for that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your morning routine. Then do we sell some kind of training program like development course as well? That's where you could
Oh
probably
yeah,
come
like
in.
a philosophy. You mean?
Philosophy,
Yeah.
yeah, it's your philosophy, and so it's like so in Liver King he had his 10 ancestral tenets.
Oh yeah, that's good.
which
okay.
is like don't be a pussy or
Yeah.
whatever, I don't know. So what are your 10 philosophies to dominate and be a turf warrior?
Well, I don't think whether we want like 10.
A five,
Firstly, I think
three,
that's like
one.
I was going to say, let's call them the 4 teats.
The 4 teats of
The 4 teats of
turf warriordom.
of turf war. Yeah.
Warriordom.
So
The 4 quadrants of a turf warrior, because
Yeah.
that quadrant sounds
uh,
important.
uh,
Step 1, we can have lots of fun.
step 2.
There's so much bloody poo. Step 3, it's also wee. Step 4, for the good stuff, you have to pay more.
Actually, that's great. I
Okay.
don't know. Well done. Thank you. All right, perfect. First draft. Didn't even have to do that. That really came out like you'd been planning this. It was almost so good. I was like, you know what? Should we do this? This actually sounds like the best business plan we've ever come up with on this podcast.
All right, so then we have to
Yep.
hit the socials hard. So, because I think what Liver King did is he had a plan, like 12 months to become like a huge influencer and
Yeah,
stuff like
okay.
that. So they had like a social media team, like, well, you got to pump out 5 videos. So I think I'm happy to take over that because a lot of it will be like, I'll be doing a workout or
Yeah.
something, shirtless at a dairy farm,
Yeah.
and then I'll walk over to a cow and I'll just berate the audience for being a bunch of, soy boy pansies. And if you want to be like a sexual tyrannosaurus like
Yeah.
me, and then I'd finish by just grabbing the cow's teat and just squirting like raw milk to my mouth
Yeah.
and a handful of shit.
Yeah.
Chewing it directly at the camera. That's one video. Now we need another 4 for the rest of the week. I think I went too hard in the first one, Will. Cut. Oh God. Oh God. Oh, that feces is real hard to eat. And you're off camera saying we could have just. We've got a special effects team here. They'd made this cow poo out of like chocolate cake.
The product isn't even the patty. Like,
It's dehydrated.
Dehydrated, man.
Oh God! Oh, I get dysentery. I'm hospitalized. You have to fucking put the media off my trail so we don't blow the whole scan. It's like in other news today, home and away actor Charles Clausen was hospitalized. Doctors believe he ate cow feces.
Because it would get a lot of press too, because like there's nothing like the Daily Mail or any of those sort of places loves more than an ex like
Soap
soap
actor.
star who's like
Some
made
bizarre-
some turn for some, like it'll get daily rolling coverage.
I could just see the article just be like
Yeah.
video stills from that
Yes.
social post from me shirtless yelling at the camera, like stuffing a
Be like
cow pat into my
10
mouth.
photos that they're just stills from the
Here's
video.
the moment he ate the cow pat. And then me just doubled over, holding my stomach, shitting myself, and then eating that shit. Don't want to waste it. Oh, God. Oh. Remember the 4 essential tenets. I mean, it would definitely get us views. Like, I definitely think that if we're looking,
Never has a saying summed up more what is wrong with modern society than you going, it would definitely get us views, and me going,
yeah.
it would. It would get heaps of views. But that is, do you wonder, do you worry sometimes
I worry all the time.
that because of the nature of where we are now, particularly with the entertainment industry, and we do know that like entertainment media, we're currently in this algorithmic nightmare of like, content, like everyone's a content maker. So everyone's so desperate to cut through that like the most extreme things are the things that cut through. And then therefore even people who aren't naturally, extreme in their actions or their opinions are forced to become more and more extreme to compete because they are the things that do well. Therefore,
Yep.
there are more things. And then the more people who do that, the more extreme things have to become to cut through to the next thing. Like, does that just like worry, like, because we joke about it, but does it worry you that that's where we are?
Yes and no, because I think if you disconnect from it, like you don't follow it, then you live in kind of a beautiful ignorance, right? Where it's like, I'm sure there are content creators out there doing more extreme things, but if I never see it, it's never happening to me. I'm not aware of it. And so I'm not really following.
I worry about being in public now because I feel like,
Someone's going to come up to you and say, hey, can I ask you a question? What do
Yeah.
you do for a living?
yeah, how much do you earn?
Yeah. How did you get that Beastie Boys t-shirt?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
But I feel like they're all fake. So I reckon like 90% of those content, they all feel artificial to me. So I don't feel like there's this sort of extreme sort of one-upmanship of like content creators getting more and more wild. I'm sure there are those kind of pranky type ones, but even those, I don't trust anything.
Well, I just
that
mean
see
even
anymore.
more generally in the media. Like it feels like the more extreme opinions are the ones that need.
Well, there's an example like from the Everyone Relax universe, which is like, so you had Purple Pingers on Philosophy about
Oh yeah,
6
yeah.
weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
So we started a TikTok at the start of the year. So I've just been uploading all our social videos. I just put on that. And so on average, you'll get maybe like, 2,000 to 5,000 views on a TikTok video. That one video got us 60,000 views.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know how many comments. I've lost track of the Instagram. We put on Instagram, but it's by far and away the most engaged our audience has been on both sides
Yeah.
of the
I know
political
definitely
divide.
people are like, yeah, I mean,
And it's not even, I didn't even think it was a particularly controversial clip. It was just him talking about abolishing private schools. And it wasn't even, like, it was a very short clip. And when you hear the whole interview, it's like, there is a rationale behind it. But it ignited this debate that I was talking to Michael Fair. I was like, what other fire brands can we get on Philosophy? Because this is real good for our social media.
yeah, I mean, but that's a good point, right? Because there are a whole bunch of equally excellent, thought-provoking conversations on philosophy. Like, Conchetta Carista does an episode where she told some incredible things about her life. And it's constantly, like, there are episodes where people are sharing things that are so, but they're not, like, provocative, or we're not promoting them in a way that because we
Focuses on
could,
that more
we could take it out, I guess, and
controversial,
throw it
yeah.
into the mix and let the algorithm do its work. But then that feels,
Exploitative.
yeah, right, to do that. Like, I mean, I think it just.
And I don't think that's ironically, that's not the philosophy of philosophy. It's not,
No.
you're not there to kind of sensationalize someone opening up to you.
No, I think it's different with, Jordan, with Purple Pingers, because, like, literally he is being provocative as part of his brand.
He's a provocateur.
Yeah, that is the whole point of what he's doing. He is like, all these things that provoke people one way or another to have a discussion around these issues is exactly the point of what it is that he is doing. So whatever clip we would have posted from that entire one, I think that it would have probably had that same reaction, because that is the space in which he operates. But yeah, it is. I mean, yeah.
I guess if you're wondering if I'm worrying about where that sort of extremism in terms of content is going, I think the concern for me is, well, if you look at the US election and, if you sort of take it on face value in terms of, I know he didn't win the popular vote by a long way, but the majority of Americans voted for him. This is what they want. Like, and you sort of have to acknowledge that that's kind of what the majority of Americans want. And I could see the same politics being applied here, or the same kind of messaging being applied here and being quite successful as well. Because I think that when you are promoting grievances and blaming the grievances on certain groups, like certain scapegoats, it's a really simple message, because it's very narrow in your focus, rather than sort of looking holistically at society and there's issues here we can fix here. It's much easier to sort of just be black and white about things and say, you're unhappy,
Yeah.
and this is a reason why. I'm going to fix that specific problem.
Yes, and that's what we're going to do with this business that we're starting.
That's what for sure.
Is target simple answers to complex problems.
Mm.
The real problem is that you've been separating your piss and your shit from your milk.
If you want to be an alpha male,
Yeah.
you want to be a terror warrior. We haven't quite nailed what you're going to be. Terror warrior.
Proud
terror.
plower.
A proud
plower.
plower. I don't mind that. That's
sounds-
actually white plower.
No.
we
have
are
to
a
draw
white
a-
plower organisation.
No, I think
we support white plowers.
It's got to be something. Earth King. What about an Earth King?
An Earth King?
Earth
Yeah, I
King?
don't mind it. A global citizen,
Cave.
a seed spiller, a
Homo sapien. Do you want to be a homo?
a Homo erectus, a Homo lidownus, a Homo homu
Homo sapien.
sapien.
It doesn't really roll off the tongue. We'll get there. Taste only feces and piss. Tofopian. Tofopian?
A milk, a
Maid?
male. I'd like to. No, that doesn't work.
No, I think you got to connect it more to like if we're trying to
Domination of the earth.
yeah,
Farm,
colonizer,
Crop whisperer.
crop whisperer.
the crop.
It makes me think of crop duster when someone farts.
The crop dusters? No, that doesn't work.
Although crop dusting could be one of our
Levels.
well, yeah, like you should be proud to crop dust
Crop
because you're
dust.
sharing
Oh, yeah,
your
that's right.
DNA with the world.
Yeah, it's
like don't be afraid to fart
Yeah.
like proudly and
yeah.
often.
Yeah.
You know, like it's because there is this thing about
Yeah.
that. You know, like Elon Musk is obsessed with like the world the population's not growing fast enough, and so he's personally trying to repopulate.
Yeah.
You know, the planet. So we're saying like we're not saying share your DNA. Well, part of your DNA, but do it through farting.
Yeah.
Take that.
That's
take
what
all
other
that
people
lactose. Take all that
Yeah, that's
lactose,
right.
that raw lactose in your gut, and expel it.
Because that's the smell of success.
That's how the video ends, and that is the
The
smell of success. Cut. Oh God. Oh, that reeks.
Charlie, we said we'd just fake it, Charlie.
No. I've been up all night eating cheese. Oh God. Oh, my stomach. I actually had gastro.
Movers and shakers. No, okay.
Movers and shakers. I think you're too obsessed with the dairy element. I think it's got to be
It's
more
gotta be any
around.
sort of farm. I do know what you mean.
Well, you know,
I'm
like we
just-
do a while back, we talked about farm fit. Like we had the farm.
Plow, seed companies,
Plow.
seed money,
Hang on. What about we sort of said proud plowers? What about with the plowed boys?
the plowed boys.
Yeah.
But it sounds like we've been plowed.
Does it?
The plowed boys.
As in
That
the-
sounds like if I saw like a gay porno, it was called the plowed
Yeah, great.
boys.
Just a bunch of really exhausted looking twinks. I love to. I think this is all should be part of it, though. I think part of our marketing should be all the drafts. Like every week we rebrand with like what we call our followers. You're the plowed boys. You're the turf warriors. You're the movers and shakers.
Oh yeah, maybe we could be radical turfs because you were talking about before,
yeah.
right? It's like so, but
Radical, but not TERF,
no,
TURF.
TURF,
Radical turfs.
Yeah, radical turfs.
But I mean, I guess there could be some kind of like a contradiction. So we're actually rather than trans exclusionary, we're trans understanding.
Oh, yeah.
Radical fellas. Trans understanding radical fellas.
Yeah. No,
We're turfs.
Yeah, proudly,
Yeah, that's right. We
Yeah.
we welcome as long as you
or
drink
as we say,
raw piss and shit.
proudly.
I love about this is you need a glossary to understand. Like when we do our podcast, we should just drop all this in. And people are like, are they intentionally misspeaking? Are they like getting all these words
I'm
wrong?
proud of you. No, that's part of it. That's the language. They kept all their drafts.
When you see us doing the white power sign, it's actually white plowed.
Yeah, the first rule is first do no farm.
All right, that's good. No, that's good. I think.
All
All
right.
right, so we're pivoting towards.
Okay.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah,
that's
a
the best
pivot.
way to make money is to
Yeah.
pivot to the right. But I
Yeah.
think if we do
But
it
we were
along
thinking about like right wing, but we neither
lifestyle,
neither of us have the. We don't have the
stomach for it.
No, but we could lifestyle con.
Yeah.
It's a bit easier.
Yeah, especially if we split it into two,
Yeah.
like you said, the two parts, which is the philosophy part, like how to live your life.
That's right. I'll be in charge of that part of the scam.
Yeah, being a radical turf.
Yeah.
And I'll do the physical art, which is apparently is just me eating things and getting stomach pains.
So far. But okay, so that's what TOFOP will be in 2025. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, subscribe to our Patreon for more exclusive content. Mike, how long have we been doing? Is that like 40 minutes? 30 minutes?
40 minutes, yeah. Just a reminder, this is the final ep of the year.
Yes.
Oh, this is the final
Yes,
episode of the
this
year.
is the final episode of the year.
Okay, well, that's good. Thanks for sticking with us for this long. What do we want to talk about?
Well, I don't know. What's this year been like for you?
It's been good.
Yeah.
Because this year started with us doing the coming in studio,
Yeah.
and I think it's been the shot in the arm that the show's needed, right? Like we
Yeah,
did it
so
remotely for so long.
I mean, we started the year putting basically everything into the Everyone Relax feed. So that was like end of last year.
End
But
of
it was
last
like
year.
basically like coming into the new year. That was the whole idea of it, to launch. So, we can have a chat about how we think that's gone. So I think it's mostly been pretty good. Like, I know there was a little bit of pushback at the start around it, but
Little bit.
not a heap,
But
honestly.
I'd say in the wash up of that, yeah, there was maybe a little bit of pushback, but the majority of the feedback I've gotten is, hey, I never really was interested in football, but because Two Guys One Cup was coming my feed, I started listening. I found out I quite enjoyed that show, and same with philosophy or TOFOP or whatever. Like, I think the idea of the cross pollination and the shows feeding into each other has been successful.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think, we've now done that for a year. It gives us an opportunity to look at, what works and what doesn't work, going into next year, and, how we can continue to grow through that now that we have it all in the one place. And, we've done some live shows. I mean, I think we'd like to do some more live shows.
Yeah.
Obviously most of them were in Melbourne this year, just out of there was convenience for us to do that, but hopefully maybe next year we get to do some more live shows in some other places. I think would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I think also too just the professional aspect of the show, like the fact that we come into a studio, there's 4K cameras, so we can record a whole episode, so you can see them on Patreon, you can see the full episodes. But then the way the show is represented to the world, like I've been quite like the difference between how the show looks in terms of being like a professional production when you see the clips when we're shot in studio with good lighting and all that kind of stuff compared to, when we'd be wherever we are in the world. Shooting over a webcam or whatever. Like the difference is stark. We actually look like a real show now.
Yeah,
And that's nice to say after 14 years.
And to Nick and to Mike and to the extended team who all, Sam and everyone who makes a contribution to the show, and Lindsay and all sorts of people who've come, Amy, of course, who was such a huge contributor to the show, and everybody else who has, done something for the show. Adam Spencer, who corrects our maths for us.
Constantly.
I know. But there are so many people also just behind the scenes and in our lives and around the place who, let us indulge doing this ridiculous thing. I mean, particularly in a year when you've seen other shows in Australia and internationally end, because that's the interesting thing. We were joking about it, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago in relation to the radio. I just did a radio show for 6 months that, had a beginning, middle, and end, and that was it. Whereas something like this, we've been doing this as an ongoing project now for nearly 15 years.
That's crazy.
Of our lives, and it's had different forms.
Like if it was our child,
yeah,
it's almost finished high school.
It's almost done. It's almost time for it to leave. Grow up.
Just when we start pivoting to the right.
And so,
like all young men. Pivoting to the right.
Old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, yeah. So, so that's been really, I think it's been a really good year in regard to all that.
The thing I've been saying to people is, in terms of the show, creatively, I think it's in the best spot it's been in a long time. The enthusiasm for doing it. The fact that we kind of bulk record is sort of a shot in the arm, because it means we have like the rest of the month to kind of work on other stuff and come back with ideas and energy for the show. And slowly but surely, our search for sponsors seems to be like gathering some pace.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of people who jump on board at the end of the year. And I just feel like that is more a reflection of the economy, because, like Gemma works in advertising. It's been a very slow year for marketing. And I think that's the first thing that goes. People, they don't sell stuff when they're scared a recession's coming. So who knows what'll happen over the next few months, especially when, Donald Trump is sworn in, how that the ripples of that affects the rest of the world. But hopefully by next year, the show is kind of in a better position. But creatively, I couldn't be happier with how it's been going.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody who's joined up on the Patreon, because that's another part of that. If we can lock in a more consistent audience on the Patreon and us making more consistent entertainment for the Patreon, that's just a part of this business that we've discovered, that we can just give extra value to those who want the extra value, and it's a good way of,
Well, it's actual measurable data, right?
Yeah.
Like we know how many people want extra stuff, and what we've kind of worked out is you seem to want more of the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna mess with the formula too much, but we're going to give you more stuff of the same.
extensions of the stuff that we're already doing, and if that's your vibe, then join us on the Patreon page. That would be a very cool thing to do.
Should we crack
Oh, yes.
that pack?
I mean, I think it is that time. I'm going to go and get the pack.
Okay.
You can decide which biscuit from the Arnott's
Okay.
cream assorted we are going to try, though.
Okay. Or AKA Simp Biscuit. I really feel like we missed a trick by not calling it Simp Biscuit to begin with. But Crack That Pack, I guess, is it's got the best alliteration. And we're back. So for those of you who missed last week's episode, what we're doing to close out the year and potentially start next year is work our way through Arnott's assorted creams.
Yes.
So it's the orange slice, the shortbread cream, the Monte Carlo, the Kingston, and the Delta cream. Last week we had the Kingston.
Yeah.
You
might notice that there's only one Kingston left, because when you went to the toilet during the break, I ate another Kingston. I will say that.
Last week I ranked the Kingston as the second best of the assorted cream.
And I ranked it as the best. So what do you want to try this week?
Well, let's go for. I reckon we should try the Delta cream,
Delta cream.
which prior to tasting
Okay.
I would put second last.
Yeah.
Poor man's Oreo, even from the design, like the kind of the print on the Delta cream, it looks like an Oreo. It's not the dark, super dark brown of an Oreo.
You know what? While you describe, I'm going to eat.
What I do like about the artwork on the Oreo is it's kind of like, it's almost like an old school tattoo. I've never really taken in the imprint on the side of a Delta, but it's like Baroque wrought iron flowers and leaves and stuff. So it's actually quite a beautiful looking biscuit. I wonder, I'd be interested to know if Oreo, were they the OG cream biscuit company? Did they invent it, or did they just corner the market? You know what I mean? Are they the Amazon of cream biscuits? I don't really know.
Crack that pack.
Why did it take you so long to find that sting? That's like playing the opening credits of a sitcom, when they're 5 minutes into the first scene. What's going on, Mike? What took you so long? This is our second record of the day. It should have been right there.
I was trying to find the exact right moment to play it.
Well, that was not it. Fucking
And I missed it. And
I was doing my soliloquy about the fucking Oreo, and then you come in.
No, I think it was time to wrap it up.
Okay, all right. Well, you give your opinions while I take my time.
So here's what I'm going to say. I think I ranked this one pretty low on my list when we were coming up with the list of biscuits. I have forgotten exactly where I ranked it, but what just happened?
I think you might have put it dead last.
Yeah, well, I haven't tasted much so far to change my mind.
It's a bit
when
of
it
a
comes
nothing
to this.
biscuit,
Nothing.
isn't it? Doesn't taste chocolatey.
Doesn't taste chocolatey at all, really.
It just tastes, yeah.
Tastes like nothing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I still reckon that orange slice is going to be last, but this is either last or dead last. Uninspiring.
Uninspiring.
Uninteresting.
Uninteresting.
Just sugary. No.
Not even
Nothing distinctive.
I mean, the Kingston at least was sugary in a way that you were like, oh, this is
memorable.
Yeah, right? There's something about this that I'm like, oh.
This is bog standard sweetness.
Yeah.
Bog standard sweetness.
It is very disappointing. I'm happy to remain fifth on my ranking of the biscuits here.
I love an Oreo. I think
this is part of why it's so disappointing, is that it looks like something that should be great.
Yeah, I mean, but I think what Oreo gets correct is that the Oreo biscuit is quite bitter.
Yeah.
It's not super sweet. So you've got very sweet filling, and so the
It's a
two are
contrast.
perfectly balanced.
Yes.
This is a sweet biscuit with sweet icing, and it's just a bog
Consistently
standardly
sweet. You can't,
sweet.
yeah, it all
There's
tastes the same.
Where are the notes, Will? Where are
I've got some
notes?
notes.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of notes.
I mean, if I was a biscuit sommelier, I would be like, "Hey guys, this has
By the
nothing.
way, what a great job. Why-
Ironically, the Delta Cream, which is a brown biscuit
Yeah.
and white filling, has no light and shade.
no.
It's that's a okay. So on the S tier,
Yeah. On the S tier, I'm going to say that's a D.
I think I'm gonna give that a D too. Does the S tier go down to E and F?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a D. Like it passes, but it's like the worst
Okay.
version of a pass, I reckon.
All right. Well, that's interesting because I would say if there was no orange slice, I'd give it an F. But because an orange slice exists, I'm going to have to give it. I mean, it's kind of weird, isn't it, when you think about that that grading system? Why even bother having an E? Like, you know what I mean? Because you'd say A, good, B, pretty good, C, average, D, below
Bad
average.
but fail.
Yeah.
Bad but pass.
But-
and then fail should just be
Yeah, just skip the E. Just go straight to the F.
E, fail, but
I like you. You're a good kid.
F, you're fucked.
You're fucked. I'm gonna give that I'll give that a D minus.
Okay,
I think
interesting.
no good at all. All right, well, I guess there's not much to say, but Merry Christmas. Oh, we're having a live show. Oh, hang on. Yes, that's right. Next week, by the time this comes out. So
December 21st, TOFOP Christmas extravaganza.
Yep. Sure. Okay. I'll work that out. No, it's going to be a really fun show. It'll be our last one in Melbourne, I imagine, for some
For
time.
a while.
Look, 80% of the audience that comes to these are the same people. So thank you to
Thank
those
you
who have bought the season
to
tickets
each and every
stuff.
one of you.
But if you've been thinking about coming and you haven't come before,
It is also a fine and lovely event for people who've not been before to come
newbies.
to.
Look, to be honest, I've had a bunch of people who have come to for the first time or been dragged along by a partner who's a TOFOP fan or whatever, and the feedback has always been very good.
They're really very fun live shows. I mean, you get to hear a lot of them in the feed eventually. So, but the vibe of being there to be part of the town hall meeting that these shows have become somehow.
increasingly interactive now. I mean, we talked about Tim Robinson a while back. Have you seen that sketch where he plays like the silent, like the mime guy?
Yeah.
But the audience gets increasingly interactive to the point where it's just frats and bachelor parties come to his show and just start yelling shit out. That's what it feels like our live TOFOPs have become. Started off a very sort of captive audience.
Yeah.
Now it's more like they're just talking
Yeah.
during the show and talking to us while we're trying to do bits.
Yeah. But it has been incredible fun. So, yes, please come out and be part of the final one of those.
And do you have stuff to promote? Tours? You got a tour
I
coming
do.
up.
If you could watch Question and Everything on ABC iView, that'd be unreal. But
Get
yes,
those numbers up.
I have a tour, comedy.com.au. It's my What You Talking About Will improvised stand-up tour. Well, basically what's happening is I'm doing smaller venues all over the country, but I'm doing like longer runs. Sydney, I'm only doing a few shows early in the year, so they're at the Comedy Store in January. So if you want to come and see it in Sydney, get in early. But otherwise, I'm doing like Perth Fringe in sort of Jan, Feb, and I'm doing Adelaide Fringe and Melbourne Comedy Festival the entire run. I've got about the fifth of the amount of tickets that I would normally have on sale in Melbourne. So if you are a person who regularly comes to see me in Melbourne,
Get
in
onto
quick would be my advice. But it's going to go all over the country, so comedy.com.au. And I'm also continuing my Will Legitimate tour in some places as well. So look out.
You know,
look out
when
for that.
Will was just talking, I actually just almost subconsciously took a second bite of that Delta Cream.
I
so
saw that.
maybe
I saw you pick it up, put it towards your mouth, and I was like,
what's
is
he
what
doing?
is he
I don't know.
doing?
I think the sugar just got to me.
Just there's other ones. There's better versions here. You could have another Kingston.
I should really be tasting only feces and piss. I don't know. I don't know. And I've just betrayed our own motto and mantra of this show. Merry Christmas. to you
or
all,
whatever you celebrate.
or Merry
not
Kwanzaa
celebrate.
or Hanukkah, everything. It's all.
Exactly.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yes.
A Happy New Year. Thank you again for another year of supporting this show. We don't know what it is, but we love that you guys love it. And stay safe. We'll be back again in January to complete our tour of Arnott's Screen Favorites. So we'll leave you
What
in
a
suspense.
cliffhanger.
That's TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.